The Nissan Z has always been about one thing: driving emotion, not just speed, not just performance, but that connection between driver and machine. And for years, that connection has been slowly disappearing. More automation, less engagement, more speed, but less feeling. But what if that changes? What if you take everything the Z stands for and push it further? Sharper handling, more refined design, and most importantly, a manual NISMO. And I'm Ava, and this might be the most complete Nissan Z we've seen so far. Because this isn't just an update, this feels like a statement. Let's take a closer look. At first glance, the 2027 Nissan Z might look familiar. But the more you look at it, the more you start to notice what's changed. This isn't a dramatic redesign. It's a careful evolution. The front end immediately feels sharper. The grille area looks more structured, with revised air intakes that appear both larger and more functional. And that matters, because this isn't just about styling. It's about airflow, better cooling for the engine, improved brake ventilation, and more stable high-speed performance. You can also see a cleaner surface treatment across the front. Fewer unnecessary lines, more controlled shapes. Everything feels tighter, more intentional. The headlights still carry that retro-inspired signature, a nod to the original Z cars, but now they feel more integrated into the overall design language. Less like separate elements, and more like part of a unified front face. Move along the side, and the proportions remain one of the Z's strongest points. Long hood, short rear deck. That classic sports car silhouette is still here, but the stance looks slightly more planted. Lower, wider, more confident. Wheel design also seems more performance-oriented. Lighter looking, more aggressive patterns that not only improve aesthetics, but can also reduce unsprung weight, which directly affects handling and responsiveness. And then there's the rear. Subtle changes, but important ones. The rear profile feels wider, with small adjustments that enhance both visual stability and aerodynamic efficiency. The signature taillight design remains clean, horizontal, and instantly recognizable, but now appears more refined, less flashy, more precise. You might also notice how the car sits closer to the ground. That lower stance isn't just visual. It contributes to a lower center of gravity, which helps with cornering and overall balance. And overall, this doesn't feel like a car trying to reinvent itself. It feels like a car that understands what it already is, and simply does it better, sharper, cleaner, more focused. This is not a new identity. This is refinement at its best. Inside, the changes are more about refi. The driver-focused layout remains, but materials and finishes feel more premium. You still get a clean digital display, a straightforward center screen, and physical controls where they matter. Everything feels familiar, but slightly more polished. But the real story isn't just W. It's what you can feel. The 2027 Z brings improvements to chassis tuning, suspension setup, and overall handling balance. We're likely looking at revised damping, improved steering response, and better weight distribution. All of this adds up to a car that feels more precise, more and more confident on. And then we get to the highlight, the NISMO version, because this is where things get serious. NISMO isn't just about power, it's about how the car behaves. More aggressive tuning, sharper throttle response, and a chassis that's clearly focused on performance driving. And the biggest detail, a manual transmission. That alone changes everything, because it brings back a level of engagement that many modern performance cars are starting to lose. This isn't just faster. It's more involving, more emotional. So is it worth it? If you're looking for a pure driving experience, this might be the best version of the Z yet. But if you want comfort and convenience first, this might feel a bit too focused. Either way, this doesn't feel like just an update. It feels like Nissan finally refined the Z into what it was always meant to be. I'm Ava, and I'll see you in the next one.